Good evening, hello and welcome. You're watching Brass Tacks. I'm Anusha Soni. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi and his foreign visits have rigged up controversies in the past too. Once again, the Congress leader has launched a blistering attack on the Modi government during his visit to the United States. Now, the BJP terms the narrative and the statements by the Congress leader an insult to the national honor. But the controversy is not new and the political fault lines have only sharpened. National security and a nationalist discourse. That's a strong political asset of the BJP. Most opposition parties would shy away from politically confronting the BJP on these particular issues. But the Grand Old Party and its leaders have depicted a persistent insistence to adopt a sharp, shrill political narrative on foreign soil, despite domestic politics. Rahul Gandhi is not refraining from making such attacks. The political debate is not just a precursor to 2024, but more than that, it holds some key indications for the big battle of the Lok Sabha elections. With the Congress party sharpening such a narrative in the run-up to the 2024 elections, will it help the Grand Old Party electorally? Will the opposition parties find a common ground with the Congress under this narrative and the umbrella of the opposition unity? Will they all be comfortable? Or will this backfire and further create divide within the opposition camp? Our focus on Brass Tacks tonight.
No, I'm not seeking support from anybody. But there is a group of young students from India here, and I want to have a relationship with them and I want to talk to them. It's my right to do it. I mean, I don't understand why the Prime Minister doesn't come here and do it.
You know, I think the Parliament House, these are distractions. The real issues in India are unemployment, price rise, spread of anger and hatred. What is happening, for example, to the Muslim community in India today happened to the Dalit community in the 80s. We have to challenge it. We have to fight it. Agencies are used on people. So we also are finding that in some way it had become quite difficult to act politically.
मोहब्बत का पैगाम एक बहाना है नरेंद्र मोदी की अगुवाई में भारत के विकास के खिलाफ दुनिया में नफरत का बाजार फैलाना आपकी प्राथमिकता है।
देश के साथ इनके जो अंधभक्ति है, इस कारण से इस प्रकार की बात है ना। राहुल गांधी जो बात बोल रहे हैं उसे गंभीरता से लेना चाहिए।
दुनिया के किसी और हिस्से में जाकर कुछ भी झूठ नाम शराब बोलते रहो, और ये वो व्यक्ति बोल रहा है जो खुद भ्रष्टाचार के मामले में बेल पर है।
जब पूरी दुनिया में भारत की बड़ाई हो रही है, तब भारत की बदनामी करने का ठेका राहुल गांधी ने ले रखा है।
What does these statements really mean for the Congress party in the run-up to 2024 and more importantly for the grand opposition unity that the parties keep talking about? Joining us on the broadcast is Shehzad Poonawala, the national spokesperson of the BJP, Dr. Shama Mohammed, the national spokesperson of the Congress party. We also have Karna Sagar, national spokesperson of the RJD, and Kovai Satyan, who's the spokesperson of the AIADMK. Good evening to all of you. Thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast. Shehzad, let's begin with you. The Congress party says that Rahul Gandhi has merely criticized the Prime Minister and the work that his government has done. To equate it with national pride and honor is a political manipulation of sort that the BJP is doing.
Look, first of all, at a time when there is Bharat ki badat and Bharat ki badai ki baat means that Morgan Stanley to Joe Biden, 7.2% GDP growth rate, this is the narrative about India. You have a Bharat Badnami Brigade poster boy, Rahul Gandhi, who's a serial offender. And what has he said? I'm quoting verbatim. All instruments of doing politics in this country are controlled by BJP RSS. Then how you won Himachal, Karnataka? Agencies are being misused. 14 parties went to the courts. Is the Supreme Court not reliable? Then thirdly, today he has said that I could not believe I was disqualified. Did the BJP disqualify him? It was the court of law and the High Court has not given him relief, and forget everything else. He says that the new parliament is a distraction. Bengal, whose history has been confirmed by DMK government document as a distraction, and the Dandavat Pranam has also not been spared by him. That also is equal to lying down. Now, those who believe in Rome culture, not in Ram culture, can equate Dandavat Pranam to lying down. My only question and submission is, Anusha, you have said upshabd about Indian culture, about Indian institutions, about Indian judiciary, and look at this. This is not a first off or one off. In UK, you demanded intervention. You have said that surgical strike is a खून की दलाली. बालाकोट एयर स्ट्राइक में चील कौवे मरे, चीन ने पिटाई कर दी सेना की. So in doing Modi विरोध and BJP विरोध, which is legitimate here or abroad, you do Bharat ka विरोध. That is what we are saying, and this kind of hatred for India is what there is a problem about. There is no problem about hating Modi. You are hating Modi every day. Now the spokesperson will abuse Modi for 10-15 times. You can see in the next 10 minutes they will abuse. But that is not the problem. The problem is, why undermine India when you have an India story that is being celebrated across the world?
That story, the Congress party argues, is largely a story that the BJP has created. And one more point I want to understand. One thing, Shehzad, one thing. I want to understand from you. Where does one draw the line that this is a criticism of a particular government or institutions, and this is a criticism which is about the whole country? I mean, you rightly said that there is a right to criticize in this country. He has a right to go abroad and say what he wants to, and have a tone of dissent when he goes abroad. But where does one draw the line? Because misuse of institutions is something that the various opposition parties have argued. At the Supreme Court, they got no relief. But in the political domain, that issue is hot and alive.
Congress supports the action on Aam Aadmi Party. That party was also alive. I'll give you an example where one should draw the line. Rahul Gandhi, please hear him.
जो हमारे जवानों को अरुणाचल प्रदेश में पीट रहे हैं, जो हमारे जवानों को अरुणाचल प्रदेश में पीट रहे हैं.
Yeah, that statement is in the public domain. Yeah.
There's another instance. Rahul Gandhi questions United States silence. United States, which is not some person or some country that should be lecturing us on happenings in India. This same United States, which is seeing so much strife, will lecture us about what should happen in our country. Have you seen even people from Sri Lanka come to India and crib about Sri Lanka in the worst of situation? Have you seen people from Pakistan come to India and crib about Pakistan no matter what is happening in Pakistan? But here is a leader of a very big party goes abroad and spreads falsehood. What does he said? He has said that Sikhs are being unjustly treated. Jagdish Tytler is in Congress. He says tribals are being unjustly treated, Dalits are being unjustly treated like they were in 1980s. Whose government was it in 1980s?
Dr. Shama Mohammed, please come in on this point. There are various statements that the BJP has raised, but the larger question is, which I asked to Shehzad as well, that it's one thing to criticize the government and it's another thing to say that democracy is dead in the country. Isn't that crossing a line? Dr. Shama Mohammed, if you can hear me, ma'am.
So first and foremost, first thank God you stopped the monologue by Shehzad Poonawala. He was going on a monologue. What we have to understand is he used the word Badnaam and India story. Who is doing this Badnaam to India right now? Only one person, Narendra Modi. What did he promise from the ramparts of the Red Fort? He said that everybody should take a pledge to protect our daughters. What is happening to India's daughters? 7 sportswomen, 2 of them gold medalists. One is an Olympic bronze medalist, the other one is a Commonwealth gold medalist, Asian Game gold medalist. Okay, they have been protesting for the last 5 months, and last 1 month they've been in Jantar Mantar for so long, but the Prime Minister refuses to say a word. The one who has caused the sexual harassment is still the president of the Wrestling Federation. Why is he not asked to be, why did he ask him to step down? He has not asked him to step down. He clearly says, Brij Bhushan Saran Singh said, if the Prime Minister of India will ask me to step down, I will step down. Why has he not asked him to step down is the thing. And I want to know why, when the one is a minor and there's a POSCO case on him, why is he not arrested? Otherwise, in any other case, they would be arrested. You know, why did it take Delhi police 7 days to file an FIR when the Supreme Court had to order to file the FIR? You know, the FIR was not filed instantly when they did. When these girls were walking from Jantar Mantar to the new parliament, they were stopped, they were beaten, they were arrested and put behind bars. And at that same moment, that sexual predator was sitting in the parliament. Why was he asked to come to parliament? That is, who has got shame to India?
issue of restless protests. You're right. And I will take that response from the BJP on this issue as well.
I want to know, you're a woman. I want to know one thing. Wait, you're a woman. If these women who are our medalists, who are world famous, cannot get justice, can you get justice? Can a common woman out there get justice? And what is the message you're giving rapists? What is the message you're giving sexual predators? What is the message you're giving molesters? Go out and do it. We are not going to arrest you.
Ma'am, with due respect, you've made your point. You've made your point. You've made your point. You've made your point on the restless protests.
India Badnaam is the Prime Minister of India. So you have no
You've made your point on the restless protests, ma'am. There are certain questions that the BJP asked you. There was a statement that was also played out of Rahul Gandhi. I'm sure you'd want to respond to that as well. Well, I will take those questions to him, but there's a question I asked you, and I'd like to hear a response from you as the national spokesperson of the Congress party, Dr. Shama Mohammed.
Yeah. What is the response you need from me? I fail to understand, because Modi went and said in foreign countries that it was a shame to be born in India before 2014. It is an insult to be born in India before 2014. It is, so who has insulted India? It is Narendra Modi. Who did not protect our soldiers? Narendra Modi. Their own party leader has said, Satya Malik said, they refused to airlift 42 Jawans during the Pulwama attack. So who is against India? Narendra Modi, not us. Why did he? Who said that nobody has entered into our land and no military post was taken? Narendra Modi, when China has entered and occupied our land, when 20 of our soldiers were martyred. So that is exactly what the Chinese were saying, that we did not enter India. We have not taken any of their land. That is what Narendra Modi has said. So how can you say, who is then the Deshdrohi? Who is speaking against India? It's Narendra Modi. It's not Rahul Gandhi. Rahul Gandhi only speaks the truth.
Rahul Gandhi
bulldozers on Muslims, bulldozing Muslims' houses.
Well, ma'am, there was a reminder. Ma'am, you pointed out that Shehzad went on a monologue. I think nobody should go on a monologue. We should have a conversation here. Shehzad, do you want to come in on these points? There are various. Come on, you in fact said thank you for interrupting that monologue. I think you're contradicting yourself right now. Shehzad, come in, make your point.
My limited question, based on the statement I played out, was that you can hate Narendra Modi ji, you can hate the fact that we are establishing law and order in Uttar Pradesh, you can hate our government. But why would you say that Sena ki pitai hui? Surgical strike was announced by DGMO. They said Khoon ki dalali, they asked for proof. Balakot airstrike was announced by the armed forces and the air forces. Anusha, I did not interrupt anybody.
Dr. Shama Mohammed, I will ask him about that issue. I will ask him, like I've asked you a question, I will ask him as well.
I am not
Ma'am, I gave you the courtesy of making your point. I'm going to extend similar courtesy to him, and I will raise that question that you've raised on the broadcast. Please bear with me. Shehzad, please go ahead.
On the issue of Balakot, who said Chil Kauve Mare when the Air Force had announced it? Who had raised questions on, now she quoted Satyapal Malik. The same Satyapal Malik, although how much credible he is, he has said that the Pulwama thing was done by Pakistan. There's no doubt about it, that the RDX came from there. Then the question is that why did Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary and Randeep Surjewala, somebody she knows very well, say that it is an internal hit job, inside job done by Indians? Why is it that on 370, Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary got up in Parliament and said that this is not an internal... Just 10 seconds. Why would you compromise India's position and play into the hands of enemies of India just because you want to show a place to Mr. Modi? So you do not cut your nose just because you want to, cut your nose just to spite your face. So this is the kind of level that they have gone to. Point number one. Point number two, coming on Shama Mohammed's point on the restless issue. Although it is a matter in which the Supreme Court has now taken cognizance, and these people went to the Supreme Court saying something about the Delhi police probe and investigation. But I want to ask Shama Mohammed, because she is the lady. Mahesh Joshi's son, a minister in Rajasthan government's son, was accused of raping a minor, blackmailing her and making a film. The minister not only not resigned, but the other ministers got together and said that let the probe get over, then we will take a call. This Rajasthan is number one in rapes. Mr. Gehlot says 50% of the cases of rapes are fake. As far as the POXO Act is concerned, she has made a lot of claims.
This is not a comment that I'm making to you or the BJP, but is this a race to the bottom? One second, Dr. Shama Mohammed, one second. Dr. Shama Mohammed, 1 second. This can't be a race to the bottom when it comes to serious issues around sexual harassment in this country.
Absolutely not. And therefore I say that what is the standard? Now, once upon a time in this country, a very reputable member of parliament was accused of rape in 2007 by an ex-Samajwadi Party leader. He got a clearance from court, a high court and Supreme Court fined the person who made the charge in 2012. Should that MP have been arrested?
Sir,
should that MP have been arrested?
Political whataboutery
It's
is
not
a... One second.
It's a
Political
standard of law.
whataboutery.
It's a standard of law.
Political whataboutery is a trap in which I don't want to get into.
Anusha, I'm not giving you political whataboutery. You understand the law. In the particular case she's citing, the charges that have been applied,
Yes,
the
one
charges
second,
that have been leveled on Mr. Brij Bhushan Sharan don't call for arrest. But in the case of that MP, there was actually 376. Yet he was not arrested. So today I want to know from Shama, how come the standards change for them? But this is not the issue. Today's issue is that why would you abuse India just because you want to abuse Modi? You're abusing Modi, you're berating him every day. But why would you berate Bharat? Why would you berate Bharat?
Shahzad, before I go to Karuna Sagar and Kovai Satyan, the other two panelists with us on the broadcast, this is a point that the Congress party and opposition often raises, that in the garb of a hyper-nationalist political discourse, quote-unquote, real issues of India are not being discussed. Rahul Gandhi made that statement about Sengol, the new parliament building. He said unemployment, price rise, these are the real issues that we need to discuss. And each time there is a criticism, national security or a nationalist discourse cannot be used to obstruct a constructive discussion. Argue that on merits, please.
I am arguing that on merits.
Yeah.
Mehengai, average inflation in 2004 to 14, 8.5%. Between 2012 to 14, it was above 10%. Today it's less than 5%. This is a Sarvavidik fact. And now unemployment. Bihar unemployment rate 17.6, Gujarat 1.8, Delhi 9.7, Jharkhand 17.5, Madhya Pradesh 3.7, Rajasthan 26.4. Let's discuss unemployment. The people who are unemployed in Rajasthan went all the way to Lucknow to track Priyanka Vadra and said, Priyanka ji, हमें नौकरी दिलवा दो. वो किसानों को 10 दिन में वो कर्ज माफी मिलने वाला था शर्मा जी, और वो 1500 रुपए हिमाचल की महिलाओं को और वो 300 यूनिट फ्री इन हिमाचल. उसका क्या हुआ?
One second. Come on, Dr. Shama Mohammed. This is not a one-side debate. Dr. Shama Mohammed. No. So, what are you saying? I can't ask a question to panelists.
No. You are a BJP spokes anchor. I knew that when you were there, I don't normally come for your shows because you're a BJP spokes anchor. I'm sorry. You can't let him continue.
Dr. Shama Mohammed, you often try this old trick in the book. Dr. Shama Mohammed. Dr. Shama Mohammed.
Because you're a BJP
Dr. Shama Mohammed, can I humbly say something? Dr. Shama Mohammed, can I say something? 1 second. You use a very old trick in the book, which is to make a personal attack and then try to make it somewhere all about you or to make this debate about me. You have the right to make whatever allegations you're making. You can go ahead and say, you cannot rattle me. You cannot rattle me, Dr. Shama Mohammed. You cannot rattle me, Dr. Shama Mohammed. Karuna Sagar, the national spokesperson of the... Oh my God.
Because you have no right to not...
Karuna Sagar, the national spokesperson of the RJD. Can I please have Mr. Karuna Sagar? Mr. Karuna Sagar, this entire discourse which has been put out by Rahul Gandhi, or which is, the other segment that we were talking about is the opposition unity. Often when it comes to opposition unity, we have seen other parties like the TMC or the RJD not taking as sharp a position like the Congress party has taken. With the statements of Rahul Gandhi, what he has said on foreign soil, how do you see those statements? Do you agree with the Congress party?
Anusha, I would say when you talk about opposition unity, there are three aspects of it. That is a strategy, program and tactics. As far as the strategy of the opposition is concerned, there is absolutely perfect unity, and that strategy is against the ideology, the practices of BJP. It's not against any individual, and that the opposition wants to defeat. When it comes to programs, the programs is being worked out, and there is a fair degree of understanding among the opposition parties about the kind of pro-people program the opposition should have. And then it comes to tactics. And the tactics is that there should be one opposition candidate against BJP. There should not be division of votes. If you see 2019, 62% of the India's population voted against the BJP.
Right.
So there is a pressure on the opposition from the people that they want the 62% person to rule over the country and not of the 38%. and that's where the opposition unity comes in force. The pressure of the people.
Sir, but the
is
question
on
I'm trying to
opposition
understand
get
from
its
you
act
is,
together.
by quoting Rahul Gandhi or by quoting his various statements, that politically, is there a common ground that can be found? Because on certain key issues, important issues, there is no political common ground between various opposition parties.
We have, and that's why we are discussing all the time. You see, the Chief Minister of Bihar, Mr. Nitish Kumar, the Deputy Chief Minister of Bihar, Shri Tejasvi Yadav, they have been going to the national capital, they have been traveling to different state capitals, and on 12th June there is going to be a mega opposition meeting in Patna. So all the indicators are that opposition is getting its act together, opposition is ideologically united, and wherever certain seat issues come in, those will be ironed out after discussion among the opposition leaders, and the entire opposition is in right direction.
Right.
And that's the will of the people.
That's the will of the people. That's what you're saying. Before I go back to the Congress and the BJP, Mr. Kovai Satyan, there were certain statements that were made by Rahul Gandhi when it comes to the inauguration of the Parliament building or the manner in which it was done. The BJP has picked up on the cultural nuances of it, and they are saying that somewhere this shows that the Congress party does not respect the Indian culture. This is not even recently. Even when that entire debate around Sengol was going on, this was the narrative that was coming in from the Congress party and some opposition parties as well. Do you think that sits well with the opposition unity? Do you think all parties are going to be on the same page as far as that particular nuance of the Congress party is concerned in their political discourse?
Definitely, that point cannot be a uniting factor for the opposition. But I want to take it to the larger extent. Anybody who has got a vested interest to defame Bharat in the international arena, the first choice for them is Rahul Gandhi. He is not invited as a savior of India or anybody representing a strong political party or anybody who can change a larger democracy. He has been invited because he suits the narrative of the vested interest of people who want to defame Bharat. Let me make this point very clear. And I want to make a point to my fellow friend from Congress, Shama Mohammed. Madam, your party leader goes to UK and invites foreign forces to come and save democracy in India. Now he is gone to US and make larger statements. Everybody has seen in the farmer protests what Janda was there on the Red Fort, Lal Killa. Everybody saw. It was not the national flag of India, it was some other flag. And it is the same continuation in US whenever he was making a talk. It is the same Janda which came up. What is your party stand? You say that democracy is suppressed. Voices are suppressed.
Dr. Shama Mohammed, if you're done personally attacking me, please respond to what Mr. Kovai Satyan is saying. Please
if the protesters' voice are oppressed, what is your support to those oppressed people? What's your stake? What's your stand?
Oppressed people who Khalistanis. Are you talking about Khalistanis?
I don't name anybody.
I fail to understand what nonsense
I left it to you to interpret.
Thanks
that you named it.
Dr. Shama Mohammed, let me frame the question that he's made.
I'm telling you, Khalistan. No, he's asking about Khalistanis, which has nothing to do with us. And my leader did not go to foreign land and say to foreign forces to come and protect India. So if you want to talk something which your leader
One second. Mr. Kovai Satyan, let the Congress party respond, then I'll come back to you.
About, not my leader. All right. So you cannot make up things and come on television. See, why do you invite such people of no knowledge? That's what I don't understand. If you want to
don't make personal
Dr. Shama Mohammed, I should not be anchoring the show. Mr. Kovai Satyan should not be on the panel. The BJP is in a monologue. These are personal attacks. They don't suit you, ma'am. Ma'am, they don't suit you. You're better than this. Please don't make those personal attacks. Please, my request to you. I am not preaching you. I'm not preaching you. All I'm trying to tell you, ma'am.
You cannot continue to put words in my leader's mouth, which he did not say, and I will defend.
Ma'am, I'm on a different point. I am requesting you not to attack people personally on the show. Dr. Shama Mohammed on the merits of the debate. Mr. Satyan, 1 second. Mr. Kovai Satyan, 1 second. No, Dr. Shama Mohammed. Yes. Mr. Kovai Satyan, 1 second. Can I have Dr. Shama Mohammed, please? Yes.
Amit Malviya was celebrating when the Khalistanis are shouting at Rahul Gandhi over there. I fail to understand why Amit Malviya was celebrating. He tweeted that. I mean, we all think Khalistanis are terrorists. They want a separate land for them. And we are against the Khalistanis. Who came in that? How did in the farmer protest the Khalistanis came in Red Fort? It was a cordoned off area. Who allowed it? Delhi police cordoned it. Who is in charge of the Delhi police? Amit Shah. So you need to find out. He spoke about the farmer protest. For farmers were protesting for nearly 1 year. Did Mr. Modi say a word when more than 700 farmers died in the cold? Not a single word. Finally he had to take back the laws because he knew that farmers were not going back. So Mr. Modi does not care about farmers. He does not care about India's daughters. Now Shehzad spoke about a case in Rajasthan. He spoke about a case in somewhere in 2007 in UP. I want to ask Shehzad, who are protesting there? Let people protest. And of course one will take it up, or else also we take it up. Because what happens is, it is not us who are talking about it.
But Rahul Gandhi also spoke about the Sikhs being threatened in India. And there was a question that the BJP asked about the 1984 and the presence of various leaders within the Congress party. I'm sure you want to respond to that. Yes.
I will answer that.
Yeah.
I want to respond. So, International Olympic Committee is questioning us today. All right. The whole world is questioning about what is happening, because these are world famous athletes and they are saying them police brutality on them. And even when they're walking, is it wrong to protest in a democracy? Why is it they're told after that they cannot be in Jantar Mantar? That is the question we need to ask today.
All right.
It is
I've taken the point from you. Dr. Shama Mahmood, I've taken the point from you.
And also about Muslims.
All right.
And Muslims,
we can't have a monologue, as you've said, the debate rules here. Mr. Shehzad Poonawala, please go ahead. Make your point. No.
20 seconds.
No.
1 second. Mr. Kovai Satyan, 1 second. I'll come back to you. Shehzad, then I'll go back to Mr. Kovai Satyan.
Let me, in the order of people making their statements, address. And I want to begin with the very erudite spokesperson of RJD, Karuna Sagarji. Karuna Sagarji, with all due respect, and I'm so glad to have somebody like you on this panel. May I ask you, you said that there's ideological unity between us. One of the people you are saying you all have unity with is with the Uddhav Sena. Uddhav Sena's person's statement, Mr. Sanjay Raut says, we demolished Babri in 17 minutes. We are very proud of it. Is that your stand on ideological unity? Point one. And point number two, tactical unity. So let us see, Begusarai, you did not even leave for the Congress, the seat. But I am coming to a more fundamental point. In your hatred for Prime Minister Modi, your RJD tweeted a picture of a coffin and compared it with the new parliament. Do you agree with this? Now coming to the other spokesperson who made large number of points. Let me begin by the first point that she has made about the farmers issue. Madam, can I please ask you very humbly, we have in the last 5 years, 2014 to 19, given 10.5 lakh rupees as MSP on rice and wheat. How much did you give between 2009 to 14? Tell me the figure. Please don't go idhar-udhar. And what was the budget of the agriculture?
1 second, let him finish his point.
Please, ma'am. And I want the figures. Don't go around here and there beating around the bush. Please tell us the amount you spent on the agricultural budget in 2014. Today, I'll give you a hint. It is 6.5 lakh crores. It's almost five-fold more than what you did. So please calculate the figure. The point is, now she spoke about Muslims and she spoke about other issues as well. I want to ask her, is there a right to protest? You know, when the martyrs' wives were protesting in Rajasthan, Ashok Gehlot's police beat them up. Sachin Pilot went and protested. Where was this very voluble lady at that time? Perhaps insulting some other anchor on some other platform. And as far as Muslims are concerned, Shama Mohammed, Mumbai, Jalgaon, Nelli, Delhi, Hashimpura, Meerut, Malyana, Muzaffarnagar, all took place under Congress's watch. In fact, you all blamed Uddhav Sena for the Mumbai riots in Sri Krishna report.
All right,
and today you are allying with them.
A quick point from Kovai Satyan, then I'll go back to Dr. Shama Mohammed. Yes, Mr. Satyan. 30 seconds, sir.
Yeah. Ms. Soni, I never mentioned about anybody in a platform. I just mentioned about an incident which drew international attention. If a spokesperson of a party is not aware what their so-called leaders spoke about in foreign place, she can't make personal comments and remarks on me. It's better to her to upgrade her knowledge. The point here is, he is not the face of India. Whenever somebody wants to defame India in international platform, he is being invited and he mercifully accepts to it without even verifying what is this all about and goes all gaga about talking about India, Indian democracy and Indian fundamentals and the rights of the people. Wherein here, what's happening on the other way around is, you have all the democratic rights which is being exercised Even you have the same. That's why you are going to have gone to US and spoken about the same.
Mr. Karunasagar, a quick point from you, then I'll have the closing comments. Mr. Karunasagar. Mr. Karunasagar, please. Mr. Karunasagar.
Not the right way of
Mr. Karunasagar. Yes.
So Anusha, I'll just reply to Shahjad Bhai. He pointed out certain instances of opposition. I would just like to say that if he thinks opposition unity is not possible, then good for him. We would like to surprise because we know our strengths, and the good strategy is that your opposition should underestimate you, and the result will be there for everybody to see.
All right, Dr. Shama Mohammed, closing comments from you, please.
The average GDP of our government, UPA, for 10 years was 8.4, and you will never reach there. In 2014, in your manifesto, you told the farmers MSP will be cost plus 50, all right? And the next year in 2015, Mukul Rohtagi goes to Supreme Court and says, you know what, we just simply promises, we can't do that. You promised farmers' income will double in 2022. What happened to that? Did the farmers' income double? No, it did not. So don't teach me things which you cannot do and you say you will do. So at the end of the day, you have made many promises which you couldn't keep. And he speaks about inflation during our time. Yes, at the last part of it, you know, the last 2 to 3 years, we had inflation. But we did not have their unemployment. The unemployment today is 7.3%. During our time, if a family of 5, 3 will be working. Okay? But right now, in a family of 5, 1. Petrol prices have been stable, has not changed for the last 9 months, even though the global oil prices have come down. Why is that? You're getting discounted oil from Russia. Why are you not passing out? We did not put 5% GST on milk, on curd, on rice, on wheat, everything which is below 25 kgs, which the poor and the middle class. But anything above 25 kgs, there is no GST. So please don't tell us we are. And also,
how long will this go on?
As I close this debate,
now he has not told us he doesn't have to close the debate. He's spoken a lot. He has not even.
Who are you to decide that?
You know, 1 second, Shehzad. Dr. Shama Mohammed, in the interest of the debate, Dr. Shama Mohammed, 1 second. I'll say my piece here. Dr. Shama Mohammed, 1 second. Dr. Shama Mohammed, 1 second. I haven't said my piece here. You said a lot of things to me personally on this show. I was holding a debate and discussion which concerned national politics of this country, and it was not in the best interest of the show to make this about me. You have said certain very personal things here, and ma'am, for your information, the day I want to be a BJP or a Congress spokesperson, I will be. But even then, I will have one trait to me which you don't have, to have some basic manners when you talk to somebody. So I take some strong exception to what you have said to me today. Thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast, Dr. Shama Mohammed, Mr. Karunasagar, Kovai Satyan, Shehzad Poonawala. Thank you all for joining us on that debate. And debates like these will continue in the run-up to 2024. The political discourse will only heat up in the days to come.